We all know what Minecraft is. It really is a game that needs no introduction. I've been playing this game for over a decade at this point, through all the ups and downs of the game's history. And I know this is not a new opinion at this point, but the game is definitely entering another down phase. Maybe not to any extreme extent, but if you look at any online discussion, there is certainly a lot of negativity towards Mojang and Minecraft. This all has to do really with how the game's updates have been handled the past few years. And I feel the easiest thing to point fingers at to get this discussion started is the dreaded mob vote. For the past 5 years or so, Mojang has been letting the players vote on something, usually a mob, to be added into the game. Letting the fans decide on something to be put into the game? Sign me up! Is what I would say if these things weren't so shit. The biggest problem with these votes is that Mojang will present 3 candidates, usually mobs that are a little more unique or special looking, and when a winner is decided, the other 2 are just left to rot away, I guess. We are sitting on a large pile of concepts and ideas that would be cool to have in the game, but I guess since they didn't win the vote, Mojang thinks that they would be bad? Seriously, I don't understand why some of these mobs aren't revisited and reevaluated. In my opinion, the most egregious example is with this guy, the Wildfire, or Big Blaze guy. He lost the vote back in 2017 to the Phantom, so he didn't make the cut from 1.13. But then, a few years later, we get 1.16, the Nether update. Oh cool, remember that little mini-boss Blaze mob from a few years back? That would be a great addition to this Nether-themed update to spice up Nether fortresses or whatever. I think you know where this is going. Also, by the way, quick little side note, this guy has been in Minecraft dungeons for years. Anyway, another thing that sucks about these votes is how misleading they seem. The mob I'm gonna point my finger at for this is the Sniffer. The Sniffer was pitched as an extinct creature that we could bring back to life by digging up their buried eggs. After hatching, these guys would grow up and start sniffing around with their big ol' schnozzes. And after sniffing a bit, they would find some ancient and extinct plants to dig up. Wow, gee willikers! So basically, we get a dinosaur that will give us exclusive cool plants. Just let me vote already! The plants you get are a weird looking decorative orange flower and another weird looking decorative bluish flower. No functionality. There's only 2 of them. No, well, okay, what does the Sniffer do? I mean, it just sniffs around, no unique drops or interactions besides the digging up seeds thing. Like, it's cool, don't get me wrong, but I know everyone was expecting just a little more when we were promised an extinct creature that would dig up extinct plants. At least make the plants do something. The torch flower here, as pointed out by many, should actually be like a torch. And, I don't know, make the pitcher pod thingy here grow some kind of weird berry or something. Make that berry a weird food that maybe gives you a special effect. I don't know. We already have so many decorative and, quite frankly, better looking flowers in Minecraft. Pretty much every mob that has won the vote has led to a feeling of disappointment in a large portion of the fan base. These mobs are usually pitched in a way that makes them seem really cool and unique, but they're implemented in such a shallow and undercooked way. The only vote that lived up to the hype, or at least my hype, was when the Mountains won their little biome vote years back. And that's only because they pretty much got their own update themed around them that completely overhauled the world generation. Most of these mob vote winners just don't add a whole lot to the game, or are really annoying, like the Phantom. They just boil down to a cute novelty 90% of the time, not much more. Another thing I feel that Mojang has been wrongfully doing is overhyping or overselling their updates. Let's look at the most recent update for this 1.20. Mojang really wanted us to get excited over this massive update. Guys, look, 2 new wood variations. Holy shit, hanging signs? Game changer. The Sniffer? I'm being a bit overly negative here, but really a lot of these features just don't do much for the average player. Bamboo and cherrywood are cool, but like, let's be real, they're just variations of already existing building blocks. Don't use that as a major selling point for your update. But there is a lot of cool new ideas in this update. Armor trims, archaeology, pottery, oh yeah, the camel. The key word here is idea. Mojang is guilty of adding so many half-baked ideas and features into the game. This isn't to say that these things are glitchy or filled with bugs, No, they just do not live up to their full potential. Archaeology is honestly a really cool thing for Minecraft to have that fits very well in with the game. But for as big as it's made out to be, it is just not that fun in game. You just kinda slowly dig and brush out these blocks and get mostly junk, but also some of the pottery sherds and armor trims. Also sniffer eggs, which yeah, I've already gone over that. It's a good start, but I feel it just needs more exclusive rewards. What if you could dig up some ancient tool or weapon that you can't craft? Or just an ancient crafting material that can make many different things? But no, have some sherds or a wooden hoe or maybe some stained glass. It's just a little disappointing, but hey, maybe it'll be improved in future updates. 1.19 was a little disappointing too, to me at least. Now I didn't hate the update, it seemed like a lot of people online kinda did, but anyway. Ancient cities are super cool and super fun to explore and loot. The Warden is such an interesting and fun force of nature to try and outsmart and avoid. But the loot in ancient cities is just kinda alright. Yeah, you get some super high-end armor and enchantments, but like, you can get that stuff in many other places like end cities. Yeah, it has the exclusive Swift Sneak enchantment that lets you move faster while sneaking, but like, is that really the best we can do for getting one shot by the Warden trying to get it? I would just love some more unique and exclusive loot, like a cool weapon or a special piece of armor. I'm thinking something along the lines of the Trident or Turtle Shell. They aren't straight up upgrades to diamond equipment, but rather just offer something fun and different. I want more stuff like that. Making diamond armor and enchanted books rewards for many different structures just kinda starts to devalue it. Why go to an ancient city when I can just loot end cities or trade with villagers? Now I know making tons of unique loot and weapons and armor and etc. would be a lot of work. But what if I told you we're already halfway there? Minecraft Dungeons. I've recently been playing through Minecraft Dungeons for the second time, and it's just a fun little dungeon crawler. Fun little game. I really like it. But one thing I can't help but think about is the amount of things in dungeons that would be so awesome to adapt or just copy and paste into vanilla Minecraft. For starters, there are so many cool melee weapons. Vanilla really only has swords and the trident. Yeah, I guess axes count too. There isn't much variety. Dungeons, on the other hand, has daggers, glaives, claymores, whips, maces, hammers. I would love to see these melee weapons adapted into Minecraft to give more player choice and freedom with how we do combat. There's also all the unique ranged weapons and artifacts. Along with giving the player more weapon options, we can also give them more things to kill. Dungeons features a lot of variations on classic mobs and some brand new ones. I like these higher ranked illagers here with the cool helmets. Also, these wraith guys that set you on fire are neat. I can go on, but I want to keep this Minecraft Dungeons circle jerk down to a minimum. There is a lot of stuff unique to this game that would fit very well into vanilla Minecraft, and I just think it's a shame that it hasn't happened yet. Everything stated here is not a comprehensive list of my criticisms, just some things that kinda irk me about Minecraft's update cycle. Alright man, how would you fix these problems? I hear you saying. Well, let's get to the title of the video. I feel like Minecraft's updates do well when they have a clear and recognizable focus. 1.16 is a great example of this. It completely redid the Nether, turning it into an interesting, lived-in, silly hellscape. Seriously, comparing the old Nether to the new one is quite shocking. Although fragmented due to certain things, 1.17 and 1.18 were great in breathing new life to the game. I absolutely love everything about the new world gen and cave gen. Yeah, I wish Copper and Amethyst did a little more, but that's what future updates are for, I guess. But then 1.19 just felt off. Mangrove Swamp, cool. Frogs, niche and neat. Finally getting the Deep Dark and the Warden, also cool, but these all felt very disconnected, and not to mention rare. You could easily play through a new world and not even experience much of what 1.19 had to offer. I remember searching for a world to start a realm on with my friends and having a bitch of a time getting one of the mangrove swamps or ancient cities relatively close to spawn. I just wanted to experience the new content. And again, in 1.20, a lot of the new content feels disjointed. It's just a lot of little things spread very thin. And it doesn't help that a lot of the new things are purely for decorative purposes. This is why I feel 1.19 and 1.20 caused a bit of uproar in the Minecraft community. It was very hard to feel their impact. When playing through the game, everyone goes to the Nether, so 1.16's impact was felt heavily. 1.13 did so much aquatic related things, so that update was also felt. Looking back at the majority of Minecraft's updates, you can name a few things that really impacted the game and made that patch noteworthy, at least the good updates. For 1.21 to be a success, it needs to have better direction and be focused on something specific. For a bit of fun, let's just throw out some ideas and hopes for what 1.21 could be. From what I've seen around the town, lots of players are clamoring for an end update along the veins of the Nether update. And honestly, I'm kinda on board for this. I understand the end is supposed to be this strange alien wasteland, but for the love of Teddy, it is so bland. The only things to really do is fight the dragon and then travel thousands of blocks to an end city for epic loot and an elytra. I'd suggest making the end actually interesting to explore and making it worthwhile for players to spend time there. Add in some new structures, new mobs, and some new biomes. Make it a hostile, dangerous place that only the smartest and bravest of players can thrive in. Honestly, just look at how Dungeons handled the end in its DLC. While that would be cool, I have a different hope for 1.21, one that I've had for quite a while. Remember how I was whining about Mojang adding half-baked things into the game? Well, I want an entire update themed around updating and refreshing things that already exist in the game. Give some underappreciated mobs new items or mechanics. Give new crafting recipes to materials that really need more uses. Rebalance some stuff maybe. Add new monsters in places that could really use them. Add a few new features on biomes that people don't really care about. Minecraft could really benefit from a refreshment. An update that could bring back old players and interest the new ones. I'm thinking of an update along the lines of Terraria 1.4.4. For those of you that don't know, this Terraria update pretty much consisted of the devs doing a bunch of playtesting in order to tweak and add things to the game to just make it better. And they also took a lot of community suggestions and feedback. This led to nearly every aspect of the game just receiving a new enhancement, a new upgrade. So whenever you play through the game, you really feel that update. I feel like if a bunch of Mojang or Microsoft bros really sat down and did some thorough playtesting and playthroughs of Minecraft, we could get some awesome stuff as a result. Minecraft's updates need to take more risks and focus on aspects of the game that are lacking, not add random stuff here or there. To wrap up this little discussion, I feel that in order to keep the game alive and healthy, Minecraft's updates need better direction. 1.19 and 1.20 both felt like they were picking up the scraps of what came before them, mainly because of the Deep Dark and archaeology having been delayed for years at that point. 1.21 and the updates afterward need to choose a specific part of the game to update and refine it to the max. That's when we get bangers like 1.13, 14, and 16. Also, if we just got rid of the stupid votes or changed them drastically, that would be cool too. I hope I've made my criticisms clear in this video, as I'm trying not to make this one too long. I could ramble on and on about Minecraft stuff. If you're feeling extra daring today, feel free to leave a comment to let me know if you agree or disagree with whatever I just said. But I think I'm all out of things to say now, so thank you for watching, and go have yourself a nice glass of apple juice.